Hi, Cancer. Welcome. So, Cancer, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So, Cancer, I actually had your reading planned for today, and then Sagittarius, Sagittarius energy came up, and I got pulled towards that reading. So, you could have some connection to Sagittarius energy. Check out their reading if you do, or you could have that in your chart. Take it or leave it, but you also have the card of Leo here. Some of you could be on the cusp or be dealing with one of those as well. But their reading was all about shifting focus, right? And paying attention to the areas of your life that are going well currently for you, and that being the biggest and most impactful thing you can do to get energy moving in your favor, right? In your direction. This card does talk about being more expressive, your creative self, love, the heart chakra. It's a very confident energy, could be very extroverted. You may feel like getting out a little bit more, moving around a little bit more, moving your body a little bit more. Yeah, and it's also highlighting the area of your life of love. And I did not mean to get a mini book here, but I did. So I'm just going to read it to you. It's... These cards are also talking about having patience, taking the more mature approach, understanding that everything is connected, to be a little bit more generous, and that being a product of your healing. Maybe you used to be very stingy, Cancer, or you're dealing with somebody that way, but it's like the right answer is to be more gracious, okay? There's all kinds of possibilities coming in as far as success goes, but don't let your mind get in the way. It's all about mastering your mind and paying attention to what you're giving your attention to, because whatever you're giving your attention to will grow in your energy and will manifest eventually, whether you want it or not. So something to take into consideration here. So let's go further into it and see. You have the card of Seven of Cups. There could be some choices going on an emotional level or within relationships. But I feel like these are good choices. Like, I feel like you have options, okay? Like, as far as like what you want to devote your time and energy to, right? This is kind of a good place to be in, where you have the ability to kind of choose, right, where you want to invest, okay? Whether that be financially or emotionally, it matters not. But you have options opening up and available to you. So let's go deeper and see. I'm actually going to use these cards. We're going to go into the headspace first and see what's going on there. Then we're going to look at the heart space and what you have going on the emotional level. And then the big spiritual picture. So let's see. For Cancer, you have the Ace of Cups. Oh yeah. Okay, so love and emotions, friendships, relationships, all of that heavily being highlighted here for you. So, you know, life ebbs and flows. There might have been moments in your life where it wasn't all about that, but I feel like it's all about love right now, which is funny because the song I got in the Sagittarius reading was In the Name of Love. So, wow, holy cow. You have the Ace of Cups followed by the Page of Cups, followed by the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Magician. So, love, love, love. Must be love on the brain. So, this is talking about multiple areas of your life, not just intimate love. I'm also talking about children, if you have them, family, friends, all of that for some reason being highlighted right now, and in a positive way. You might actually be manifesting more love into your life during this time frame, or more potentials here, okay, if you're single, Cancer. But for others of you, it's just like the love is growing, right? So yeah, the love is growing. What is this about? The Ace of Swords. So Okay. So this is more about, this is more than just relationships. It's almost like the message is, the more you see the totality of all that's happening in your life through the eyes of love, the more love flows. It's like being able to look at wherever you are in your life right now through the eyes of love and appreciation and gratitude. And through that lens, all of a sudden, all these new potential growth opportunities are coming in. And it's not just coming in the relationship sector, although yes, some of you may be connecting with friends or making new friends, acquaintances, networking at this time. But it's also coming in the financial sector, where there's potential opportunities to donate, really. Some of you, okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let me finish my sentence. There's potential opportunities to launch something here, but I want to go back to the donation message. The more you freely give your money, the more the universe brings money to you. That's why it doesn't serve you to be stingy. It doesn't serve you to take your money and put it in a box and never touch it, never spend it, never give it. It just becomes a waste, because money is energy. It's energy exchange. It's not as solid black and white as you think. And when we hoard money, when we keep it to ourselves, when we don't give easily, it sends off a message to the universe that we're not open. And if we're not open to giving, we cannot be open to receiving. So your money will not grow. It will likely actually dissipate over time, because money is meant to be spent, not hoarded. And the more you understand that, and the more you freely give it through whichever avenue, although donations are great, that's not the only avenue. I'm just talking about doing things you enjoy, giving freely to others when you have it. You know, I know for a long time it was popular to like pay for the person behind you in line, right? Or in front of you in line, but it's like little things. It doesn't got to be that you're giving away millions or anything, you know? And it doesn't even necessarily need to be with money. If you don't have money to give, be generous with your time and energy. Be helpful to your neighbor. Say yes to something that someone needs help with. That will also generate positive energy flow to you, which will equal positive cash flow eventually. But it's like, they want you to open the circuit, Cancer. Open the circuit. And give, and watch it come back to you. Now, a lot of people are afraid to practice this, especially if they have limiting beliefs around it. Because what if they give and they don't get it back? Well, that's just fear, all right? So I used to have that same fear, but I can attest to the fact that I've tested this, and it is absolutely true. The more generous I became, the more others became generous with me. It's just simple law of attraction facts, right? The less I worried about paying my bills, and maybe even overpaid them at times, the more I would have cash flow to me, or opportunities flow to me that resulted in cash, right? So it's like, let it flow, all right? Let it flow and it will return. But within reason, okay? I'm not saying go and cash out your whole bank account. Please use common sense. But give a little bit more in that arena and watch as it explodes, okay? There's a possibility here too that you're manifesting some new ideas, that there's new ideas flowing to you. There also could be new information coming through, answers if you've been looking for answers about some sort of choice or some sort of confusion that's been going on, especially in the love arena, but could be any arena of your life. Then this might be the time frame where you're receiving clarity on that. Let's go a little bit further. Into the emotional space, your heart space. There's that. What's that look like? 6 of Wands. The Hierophant. The High Priestess. Woo! And the Ace of Pentacles and the World card. Oh, wow. I had 0 Cancer in my chart, but I really wish I did right now. This is like an amazing reading. Some of you just downright like, yeah, things are working out for you. Financial windfall, love, you know, whatever. But I heard windfall, okay? So it seems to be a very auspicious or lucky time for you. Congratulations. 6 of Wands and the Hierophant. So there's some sort of success coming through what you're committed to or who you're committed to. The High Priestess in the World. Intuitively, you knew this was going to come together. It wasn't even a matter of if, it was when. And here's the Ace of Pentacles. You also had the Ace of Cups. So this is the manifestation of something physical, taste, touch, and feel that benefits you. And this is the manifestation of positive emotional energy. So it's like the more you feel good, the more things start to feel good around you. The more positive you are, the more positive things flow to you. It's energy flow, energy flow. And this is opening up options for you. You've got choices now, right? As to where you want to flow this to. Where do you want to generously flow this love and this abundance to? And that's like the best feeling in the world. Most people want to make it rich, not because they necessarily want flashy things, but because they want to help others. You know, if you ask most people who have an average or below average income, you know, what would you do if you hit $1 million? Most of them would say, take care of my bills, of course, but also take care of my family, provide, give back. And why do they say that? Because it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to take care of others in that way. And Cancer, you being a heart-driven sign and a family-driven sign, you would be really likely to place that benefit right there, or distribute that among those that are close to you, which would be a good use of your time and energy flow. So it's almost like you're coming into this space of success and things working out for you, and now you have the ability to flow that to self, yes, which you should, but you also have the ability to flow that to others. And this is where they're saying, don't be stingy. Flow it, flow it, flow it. Flow it to others. Because when your cup overflows, you cannot drink it all for self, and you are meant to give to others with whatever overflows, right? And I'm, again, not just talking about physical money. I'm also talking about giving grace where grace is needed, giving love even if it's not reciprocated, giving of your time, of your compassion, your energy. But yes, also, if you're able to, and some of you are going to be able to, or you already in this position to give financially, but it will all be returned to you. That is why the blessed stay blessed, because they keep blessing others. You only stop being a blessed person when you take your blessings for granted, or you do not give it to others, because it's not something like a title that you receive and then it's yours forever. No, you're blessed because of the continual energy flow that you bless others with, whether that be your presence, your voice, your talent, your money, whatever. I don't care. You know, it's like, blessed is the one who gives freely of themselves. So, and you're blessed. So let's go further. This is so interesting now that I think about the Sagittarius reading. Definitely check that reading out. I don't even care if you have Sagittarius in your chart. It's just very interesting, the correlation. So you have the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. You have 3 aces. 1, 2, 3. In the name of love. 8 of Cups. What is the 8 of Cups about? The Emperor and the King of Swords. So, you also have 3 kings here. Now, some of you, you might be a masculine Cancer, and this is all your energy, or you might be dealing with authority figures or masculine energy outside of you, whether it be bosses, fathers, husbands, friends, whatever, I don't care. But I just noticed that that's highlighted here. And there's 3 in particular, right? So this is all about feeling inspired and getting in charge of your emotional well-being. What's interesting to me is some of you are still a little bit anxious, though, to kind of let go or to open up or to give in the way that you know you're being called to give. But it's like, this is going to empower you. This is not going to disempower you. This is not ill advice. This is nothing to fear, right? Some of you, it's because you're afraid, like maybe you won't receive, you know, what you're giving, but that's an impossibility if you're truly, genuinely giving. Sometimes we think that we're being generous when in reality we are being the opposite of that. But if you're truly in that space, you will receive it. It's not even a question here. But there seems to be a little bit of anxiety here. Now, some of you have anxiety about leaving something behind, but there's an encouragement here that this will empower you and to try and see it from that vantage point, whatever this 8 of Cups is about. If you've left someone behind, particularly a masculine, FYI, they're thinking heavily about that. And if you have left a masculine behind and now you're doing really well, they are noticing, they're thinking about that. Or vice versa, if they're doing well, maybe you're thinking about it, but take it as it resonates. And I don't even want to narrow it to a masculine, right? Like, you know, nobody wants in your energy when you're not doing well, you know. But when you start coming up, right? When you start showing up for yourself, when you start making things happen in your life, and now you're a shiny star, right? People notice, and then they want a part of that. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening, where it's like, they seem to be doing really well over there, and, you know, maybe I can get a piece of that pie. I don't know. And here's where your common sense comes in, Cancer, as to whether or not you want to give to that situation or not. But I think it's interesting that the message is to be generous. And let me tell you one thing, you can be generous that costs you nothing, that will not impede your boundaries either, and that is compassion. And you don't even need to speak a word to give compassion, because you can give it in your heart and know that, and Source knows that. Nobody else needs to know that. So, but it's up to you. But somebody or some bodies that have been left behind are taking notice of these changes that are coming through for you and the possibilities that are open for you, and they see you. They see you. Okay. So let's see what the guidance is then for you, Cancer, and we're going to leave it there. Guidance. You've got the card of Dream Talk. Your dreams may be subtly speaking to you. Pay attention to them. There may be messages there. And you have the card of Let Go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back. Trust in the higher good and guidance of Spirit, as we have your best intentions in heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. So they're saying to let go of any needed outcome here and just to simply enjoy what's flowing to you naturally right now, Cancer. Beautiful reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Zodiac signs you could be connecting with or have in your own chart. I've got Sagittarius, Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini here. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of all my social media accounts. All of it linked in the description box, as well as the About section on my YouTube. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Cancer. And until next time, my friends, namaste.